Okay, so like I said, good evening, everybody. I'm going to do two quick updates. Number one will be about our current system. As we all know, last year in December, we got into a system called Elevate World 2.0 that trades more of, more of the indices, US Tech 100 companies, as well as gold. That's one thing that I was also testing way before we introduced it to the club, right? Or to the consortium, actually, because the club doesn't even have it right now. It's still outside the club, but I give the opportunity for everybody in the consortium to partake in that so that we can make some good money real quick and then dissolve what we have going in the consortium, right? So everybody can get their funds back and then we can all go through the normal system and then everybody's happy. That's why we went ahead with the Elevate World 2.0, which will be launching in Growth Club by next month, right? We're launching around end of next month once we are done with the current consortium trading currently happening. And it's been going well for the past almost 2 months now. And I'm super impressed with the results. If you check the link as well, I dropped updates on the group on our consortium link, given how well we've been doing over the last almost 2 months. Yeah. And with that being said, one other thing that came to mind why we would be dissolving the consortium is because we want to allow everybody on the consortium participate in an amazing system that we got offered at the Growth Club. Now, this is because of the Elevate World 1.0 system, which is what we're using before we switched to the Elevate World 2.0 system that trades the US 100 and also gold, right? So for those of us who are not so familiar with what Elevate World 1.0 is, if you're on any of the group belonging to the club, you'll see that we've been posting a lot of trades that has Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, and New Zealand dollar, AUD, NZD card. That's what we've been trading in Elevate World 1.0. And we just switched things up where people can even make even greater returns, yeah, depending on your risk appetite. And that's been going super, super amazing over the last couple of months. And people are out there, winning very big with it. Now, because of the success of Elevate World 1.0, we're able to get an amazing deal from our broker, right? And I'm going to share with you what that deal is and how you as a consortium member can participate and start building towards getting up to $1 million actually in funding. Now, what I'm going to share with you tonight will blow your mind, right? Now, I'll just stick with me. Also, if you have questions at the end of this call, you can ask those questions or you can watch the recording again to then understand properly how the funded program would actually function. Now, many people are familiar with prop firms. Yeah, if you're on this call, if you are in the trading world, you will know what prop firms are. But this is way different from a prop firm. This is prop firm, next level prop firm kind of thing, where you don't even need to purchase anything and you get up to $1 million in funding. Now, how does that work? I'm going to take you through a simple process of how the system works. Now, all you need to do is fund your Elevate World 1.0 system. Now, when we end the consortium and everybody gets their funds back, I would highly recommend that you go ahead and fund your Elevate World 1.0 systems. Choose any of the trading strategies that we have right now, and then you can start achieving something we call an edge score, right? Now, the way it works is every single time you make a profit or a trade is closed, the broker calculates how many wins and how many losses, how much of drawdown. Now, if you're new to trading, a drawdown is the level of temporary loss you suffered before going into a profit. And the great thing is with Elevate World 1.0, we've been having one of the most interesting, cool, safe drawdowns. For example, last month, we were able to make about 8 to 9% on the conservative system with a drawdown of 1.8%. That is one of the most phenomenal drawdowns you can ever find in the world of trading. That's super impressive. And like I said, that system is doing so well, and that's why we got this deal. Right now, when you achieve something called an edge score, it's like a report card showing that you can actually trade. But the cool thing is this, you are not the one trading. It's the Elevate World system doing all the trading. So when I say you don't need to do anything, I really mean you don't need to do anything at all. So what happens is you fund the Elevate World 1.0, you achieve the score, and the score will happen automatically because our system will trade it for you. And you can get up to $1 million in funding. Now, you can keep up to 50% of the profits on the funded account. This is going to be fully passive, and you don't need to do anything. By the way, we are going to be unpicking people that would actually be using this service. It's not going to be for everybody. This is going to be for people who have funds currently in the consortium, because, like I said, as Growth Club members, you all believed in this club when there was nothing. I remember that when we started Growth Club sometime last year, it was just an idea. You know, it was nothing. It was just something in someone's head or in a few people's head. And today we've gone so well, we've grown so big, we've achieved even way more than we ever thought was possible with this system. And I feel that every single time we get something new, everybody who was a part of the consortium should get access to that benefit first, right? Now understand that this is not going to be for everybody in Growth Club. We would have to select the people that will be giving it to. And for me, I've selected everybody in the consortium. And I believe that's pretty interesting for every single person on the call right now. Yeah. Now, I also said it is no risk and no skill required. And that is also going to be the way this funded program will work. Now, let me show you how it works. Now, you can get up to $1 million in funding if you have a minimum of $500 in your own account. Now, by the way, already the minimum you already have is $500 for most people, right? Now, when you have $500 in the account and you have an edge score of over 50, now don't worry about the edge score. All of these edge scores are taken care of by the system we have with Elevate World 1.0. Now, you can get a maximum funding of 10x of the amount of money you have in your account. So if you have 500, you get 5,000 maximum. If you have 1,000, you can get up to $20,000 of funding. If you have 2,000, you can get up to $100,000 of funding. Up to $4,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding. Now, how does this work? Every single time the system, Elevate World, trades this particular funding, right? What will happen is the broker will take a percentage of the profit because they are the ones offering the funding, right? Now, you can see that the profit target allocation goes all the way up as we go up the ladder. Now, at the seed level, which is them testing that you can actually trade. Now, don't forget that in here, you're not trading nothing. The system we have is going to be doing everything for you, right? But now the money will have to be in your own broker account. It's not going to be with anybody in the club. It's going to be in your own broker account. But the system will help you achieve the trading scores. For those of us who are just joining us, that's the summary of what I've said so far. You put your money in your own broker account, and the Elevate World 1.0 system will help you achieve the trading score. Now, once you pass the first stage, which is for 1 month, meaning that you must make a minimum of 5% in profit. And guys, this is easy peasy for what we currently have going on. 5% in profit with a maximum loss of 10%. Don't forget I said something. So far, so good. The maximum drawdown we've had since August with Elevate World 1.0 is 7%. And we've been doing 8%, 9%, 11% easily with Elevate World 1.0. The only reason why we switched up to 2.0 for the consortium was to make more profit faster. So we can end that chapter and get into this, right? Now, when you pass that stage, you don't make any money because it's just them testing that you're good. Now, once you get the funding, meaning you must have a minimum of $1,000 in your account, you now get up to $20,000 of funding. Now, at this point in time, the Axis system, which is our broker, would charge 60% of the profit. So the broker takes 60% and they will give you 40%. Do not forget that at this stage, you still do not have to do anything. When we get to $100,000 in funding, all you need to do is make 5% of profit target. If you make more than that, of course, you get more money. So let's say with the conservative system, we're averaging around 10% a month. So it means in a month at $100,000, we'll be making about $10,000 in profit per individual who's connected to this program. Now, Axie will take $5,000 and pay you $5,000 because it's your account, right? Now, if you go to the pro at $200,000 in funding, you get to keep 70% of the profit. So let's say we do $20,000 in profit, right? You get to keep 70% of that, which is about $14,000 of the profit because you've achieved this. And it goes all the way to $1 million. So let's even forget about $500,000 and $1 million for now. Let's talk about even the $100,000. At the $100,000, that's about $5,000 of profit that you do not need to do anything for. You do not actually have to put your money for. It is zero risk attached to you because even if you fail, your money is still your money, right? Compared to prop firms where you need to buy an account, pay for it. If you fail the challenge, you lose your money. In here, you're not doing any of those things, right? To show you how easy this is going to be for Growth Club and for every single person who is a part of the consortium. Now, once you make a profit, what will happen is there will be a profit split, right? There'll be a profit split formula. Now, when I say profit split, I'm talking about from the one that you have made for yourself, right? The system that has made the profit for you will take a bit of a commission from that free money that we just made for you. Now, you, the account owner, will keep 50% of the profit. In our simple example, I'm going to show you one very soon. In the case where we make $10,000 here and you're paid $5,000, the $5,000 becomes 100%. You get to keep 25, and the training team takes 40%, and Growth Club takes 10%. That's how it's going to work out, right? Now, let me give you a very simple example. $10,000 made in profit on a $100,000 account, right? Now, at $100,000, you get to keep 50%. I made a mistake here. This is 50%. 50% of the profit as stated in the 100K session, but at the 20K session, it's 40%. Now, you're going to keep 5K to the broker, and you get 5K in your account. Now, because this money is in your account, we need to trust you that you would keep to your words, and you will actually send that fee to the club to pay the traders and also for the club to make their own commission. We're going to trust you this time. And I'm going to say something at the end of this call. But I trust everybody in this club is trustworthy, right? We can trust you the same way you've trusted us. Now we're going to trust you that when you make $5,000, you actually send the $2,500 to the club as the fee, right? Now you are going to keep 50% of that money, which is 2.5, right? Of the 5,000, and then the club is going to take the other money for the training team as well as Growth Club as a company. And it's as simple as A, B, C. Now, for those people who choose to default, right, it's very simple. We'll leave the $5,000 for them, but we'll simply just remove them from the program. Now, the question now remains, does it make sense to lose endless 2.5s every month? Free money that you're not doing anything for? Or would it make sense to just pay the 2.5, right? And I'm sure every single person, right, would definitely keep to that promise, because this is where we as a community will now need to work on that major factor called trust, right? Now, let's imagine we get to $1 million, because this will take a while. It doesn't happen like magic. The first stage is 1 month. The second stage is about 60 days. So they'll give you about 60 days to make about 5%. As you can see here, stage duration, 60 days. But in about 5 to 6 months, we can get everybody on $100,000 of funding. Easy, right? And I'm saying this because we already smashed all of these goals easily with the Elevate World 1.0 system. Now, when we get to 200K, 500K, or $1 million, we keep about 90% of the profit. So let's say we make 10% of $1 million. That's about 100. We're going too far. Let's say we even do 5%. of $1 million in a month. That's $50,000. Imagine you get to keep half of the 90%, which is about, I think it's about 45K, if I'm correct. Let me do the math real quick. Yeah, about 45K. Imagine you get to keep 45K for yourself every month, which is about $22,500 every single month. How exciting would that be for you? So that's the opportunity we have with the club. And this is one thing that we will ensure that everybody who has stuck with us through the good times, the bad times, the hard times. And I know right now, the economy is really hard, right? It's really, really hard. And that's why we want to ensure that we keep giving opportunities to every single person who has trusted the Growth Club right from the beginning, who has put their faith in the system, who has trusted every single person in here, right, to be a part of this. And the goal is to ensure that everybody here makes money and makes it consistently over the long term. So aside from you risking your own fund, now you can make free money without doing nothing, without worrying about where the money is going to come from. And you can earn passive income from a funded system without doing anything. And that's the opportunity that we have right here with the funded program available right now to Growth Club members. By the way, this is not going to be available for everybody. Like I said, it's going to be for just a few people, consortium members, and a few Growth Club members over time. So we get to choose, you know, people that will give it to based off trust. So with that being said, I hope I was not confusing anybody. If I've confused you tonight, just let me know. Just raise up your hand and I will mute you and you can ask me as many questions as you wish. We'll be out of here in the next about 20 minutes max, and then we'll call it a night. So was that simple to understand? If you have questions, please feel free to ask me. If I've confused you, ask me. I'll come back again and explain it in a very simple way. But I think I actually broke it down the way it is, right? So please, if you have comments as well, feel free to also let me know, right? Any comment from anybody? We're about 24 of us on this call. Any comments? Are we excited about it? Is it something that you want to do? Let me know in the comment section. Is it something you want access to? Making free money, that's not your money, right? I believe everybody wants free money in here. Is anybody commenting? Let's check. Mr. Dawes wants it. Definitely, definitely. How sweet can this be? Trust me, it is. When we got this deal, I was super excited about it because, you know, come on, what makes sense is having the funds to trade. You know, in the last 1 year, I've learned so much from the space that, you know, it just makes so much sense to have capital to trade. Imagine you have $100,000 and you're making, you know, 10,000. Mr. Lufab says, how now? Was it's easy. I just explained it. It's a privilege given to us from the broker, right? It's a privilege. Now, for those of us who are new to this kind of things, most times we have something called a prop firm. So what the prop firm does is a prop firm will ask you to pay X amount of money to get X amount of amount. Now, they'll tell you, we will give you, for example, we'll give you $100,000, and most times of fake money, it's not real money. Yeah, we'll give you $100,000 and you pay, let's say, $500 to get a $100,000 account. Now they'll tell you, make 10% in X amount of time without surpassing X amount of loss. If you surpass X amount of loss, you lose the account. It means you've lost your money, right? Who takes responsibility in case of a loss? There's no loss. There's no risk attached to you. If you lose that particular account, let's say the system goes above, let's say, minus 10%. You just lose that privilege. That's all. Your money is still there. Nothing goes wrong. Your money is still there, right? Compared to the prop firm, where if you lose that account by breaking the rules, you lose your money and the account. In here, you don't lose anything, right? You don't lose anything. Okay, Mr. Prince says, this is amazing. Just for clarification, is this funding opportunity do we have to still put in our funds, or will this start after we have withdrawn our current funds in the consortium? Very good question, Mr. Prince. So this is going to start after we dissolve the consortium. So the money you've made, you can take that money and then use that money in your own personal broker account. We're going to give the links to the account that you're going to create an account with, to the broker, sorry. You create your broker account, it is your money, right? But for you to remain, to get access to this funding over time, you need to have your own money in your own account. We call it an Axis Select account. When we get to that bridge, we cross it, right? I don't want to give you too much of information overload tonight, so I don't confuse you, right? You need to have your own money trading in your own account. Then they give you a funded account, which is separate. So all the trades in your own account will copy into the funded account. That's how it works. And then at the end of the month, you get the profit split paid out to you. I hope that answers your question, Mr. Prince. Mr. Michael, profit split of 6%. We addressed this a lot of times on the Growth Club calls, right? And we talked about that 6% share that is still old. It's not gone anywhere, it's still there. Mr. Michael, right? Still there. It's still right there for people to make money from. Does this mean that all consortium members are automatically enrolled? Well, it's a thing of, if you want to do it, why not? Right? The opportunity is available for all consortium members. But I cannot force anybody to put their money in a broker to trade. That's going to be your decision to make, not mine. But the opportunity is going to be given to all consortium members. And then for people that are Growth Club members who are new, we only unpick people that we trust, that would not, go against the rules of sending the money back. Because, it's funny when money is involved. When you make profit for somebody, that's when you hear one story that they're not available for 2 weeks or 1 week. People just ghost on you after the money goes into the account. So we just want to do with people that we trust, because even if they go away with the money, we can't do anything about it, right? We can't go to their houses or, disturb anybody. If they go away with the money, it's their money at the end of the day, right? But the only thing that will happen is that they will just lose the privilege that we've given them. As simple as ABC, right? How can one break the rules, and what are the rules to avoid losing your money? Mr. Wanchukwu, none of those things are yours to think about. A system already makes this money. You don't need to think about anything. All I want you to understand is that you have money, you put it in your account, you make money from that, and you can make more money. That's all. How we pass it, don't worry, right? There's a system that does that already. There's a system that already trades in the Elevator 1.0 system that creates the X scores that will pass the challenges that will make the money. So how the money is made, you need to worry. You don't worry about that. Sorry, I'm trying to read the question. Can you break? Okay. What's the minimum entry amount to the system? It's $500, but I would most likely recommend $1,000. If you have $1,000 from the consortium, just move your $1,000 plus into that system, because you get 20x of the money you have, right? I'm going to share that screen again. You get 20x of the money you have. Let me share it again with you. So for example, if you have 1K, you get 10x, right? 10x of 1K is 10K, right? If you have 2K, it's 20K. So the maximum funding is 20K on this level. So if you have 2K here, you get 20K. Now, the maximum you can get is 100K. If you have 2K, you get 25x of 2K, which is 50K. If you have 4K, you get 100K. At the highest, the maximum you have is 250x of your money, right? So if you have 4K, you get times 250x is $1 million straight up, right? But at this level, 25x of 2K is 50K. So if you have 4K in your account, you get 100K. So it depends on what you have in your account at the end of the day. But the maximum funding is 5K on this level, 20K on this level, 100K, 200K, $500,000, and $1 million on the last level. I hope that also answers the questions. let me check out. Will it be on MT4 account? No, it won't be an MT4 account. It's going to be on the Axie platform, right? It's going to be on the Axie platform. And is one allowed to make personal trades on the funds? No, you are not allowed to make any, you're not meant to touch anything. Please, nobody's meant to touch anything when we get started. Because when you start touching things and you lose and you break the rules, you lose the opportunity to make money. So please, nobody touches anything. Just fund your own money in your broker account, right? I'll tell you how to do it when the time comes. And then just sit down and do absolutely nothing. We'll take it from there, right? When can one withdraw? At the end of the month, when you pass a challenge, when the broker pays you the money, you can then withdraw it. We would also give updates on all of that. Is there a specific month to be before withdrawing and is compounding allowed? When we get to that bridge, we'll talk about all of that. How can we know the total amount in a Consortium account? Well, you need to go to the spreadsheet. There's a link on the group. Click the link. Look at the percentage made. You know how much of money you put in, right? So calculate the percentage of the money you put in, right? By the profit made so far. Now you know the total amount of money that you've made for yourself. HE says, I still don't get it, please. Sorry, I joined late. What's the minimum equity for this opportunity? I'll most recommend $1,000 minimum for the opportunity in your broker account. But you can start with 500. But for you to get to the 20K level, you need a minimum of $1,000 in your own account. I would also drop the recording, and then you can watch the recording again to get more insight to how this system actually works. But I'll give more updates. I'll give you more details. Yeah, and for people on the call who are our call leaders, for those people who you trust, right? And trust me, the word trust is very big here because we're only doing this based off trust. For those people you trust, let us know these people, right? And let's get them on board as well. If we have people in Growth Club that are not a part of the consortium and you trust them, trusting them means that you're going to stand in gap for them, right? You trust them enough, you can bring them on board as well, but there has to be an element of trust involved in this whole thing. With that being said, I think I'm going to call it a night. It was great speaking to everybody again.